Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmospheric of our world around us, and today I would like to talk and laugh at the same time, laugh to the bone, because this what we see in Germany, France and other European countries, especially so-called Western European countries. We see how parliamentarian and democratic systems in democratic parliamentarian republics that many people were saying argumenting for democracy, I would say even advocating for it, using the quotation that it's attributed to Winston Churchill, but it's not so sure if he said it, that democracy is the worst system ever, but this is the best what people can ever figure out. I do not agree, and now we see how all of these democracies, especially in Western Europe, simply are collapsing. France is my favorite example that really compromised and incompetent president Mr. Macron cannot get a government working longer than few days or few weeks maximum for the last 2 years, and we don't see the end of this crisis. So it seems that Fifth Republic that exists from 1959, it's coming seemingly to its end, and we will see how it will end up. But this what's happening there, it was not so difficult to be predicted, because this incompetent government, not only incompetent president, but we know that there is a tendency that incompetent people have tendency to surround themselves with people who are even more incompetent than them. And Mr. Macron is not the exception here. And he and his cabinet members were using consulting companies to rule the country. We didn't have to wait long for the consequences of such choices. And France is really just drowned into the depths. It's actually torn into pieces by social conflicts. Of course, conflict religious, ethnic, between social layers, and everything what's possible. So we see that governments cannot be stable, and unwanted elite is defending itself. They even ban the main competitor of Mr. Macron, Mrs. Marine Le Pen. They banned her with the court verdict. They prevented her from starting in next presidential elections, but it will not help them much. It only makes the situation worse. So we see how France is collapsing. A current chancellor in Germany, Mr. Merz, is not any better than Mr. Scholz. He is typical brainless official who is just simply used to the fact that German machinery was always working, always it means during his lifetime, and he was thinking that it's enough to be chancellor, give some orders and everything will be done. No, 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 no. German society is in the state of decomposition. They have too many newcomers taken 10 years ago, plus unassimilated immigrants who were already very numerous in Germany. Society is culturally and demographically collapsing because leftist agenda made it job. So-called Green Deal destroyed the economy, and new taxes that were supposed to help in somehow, I don't know, help in developing of German economy and new technologies, of course, contributed to killing of the economy even more. So this great plan of having new technologies with cheap Russian resources that are no longer so cheap because of the recent geopolitical changes, this plan didn't work. And how Germans want to get this cheap energy from technologies that are neither efficient nor cheap, I don't know. And there was also a great plan, what I was talking in one of my last videos, that later Germans and European Union representatives were planning to convince other nations all around the world to buy their cheap energy, renewable energy technologies, Green Deal. What a mess. And now there are some speeches of the Chancellor Merz that maybe they should withdraw from this green agenda and so on, but I don't think that this mediocre official guy with the mentality of mediocre official and his office members, cabinet members, are able to stop this leftist green pseudo technology machinery supported by really by really dumb and brainless German administration with Russian origin. I don't think that they are able to stop it. And we see how also UK is collapsing under the government of Labour Party. Society is also torn by the civilizational conflicts that are really exploding from within. Society is also tired of this all green deals, economy, very high costs of living, and influx of aggressive newcomers. And now we see how these parliamentarian democracies and so on, that their leaders were arrogant enough to teach others how they should live and what should they do and what they shouldn't do, how they have problems in their country. They have completely no idea how to deal with them. Let's see how it will develop. But I'm now laughing at these really dumb people who were arrogant enough to openly tell to others that they know, I mean, this Western European representative of elites, they know how others should live and how others should rule their countries because they are the older democracies with much more experience and with better technologies and with better everything. Now we see how this better is not really better. It's simply a madness, nothing else. All the best, have a nice day, bye.